Howdy, y'all. Well,
Okay.
all right, folks. Hello, welcome back. Well, we're still not yet at Vicksburg, but we coming up through the southern part of this time. Last time we came from the northeast. Well, we found some nice little spots that led up to the Battle of Vicksburg and the siege of Vicksburg. Well, one was Fort Gibson, which we ran through. We'll have some pictures for it. There's not much left there, a placard, but that's where the Unions under under Grant
So where are we?
landed. We're coming up to Grand Gulf now.
Detour to Grand Gulf.
Yep. And now we're on the way to find Grand Gulf Military Park, which is actually sounds like it's a developed park south of Vicksburg.
Military
So, whereas the other didn't lead to much, but that's left to be seen. We are at least coming up to something. We see signs that says it's a military park.
Do you want me to DM or do an at to him?
At. So. But hey, we've got about 6 miles down the road. We are really off the road today. More beautiful driving scenery though. Whoa, hey, that was a nice bird. But we shall see what happened here.
Just put you might be interested.
Just it'll be fine. Either way. But yeah, folks, hopefully you enjoy this. Did not expect to see something at Grand Gulf. Grand Gulf is a battle that I've heard about, but I don't think it was really much of a battle. Once the Union got 25,000 men over on the east bank of the Mississippi River, it was a delaying action since Pemberton did not move out and attack Grant when he moved to the east bank. It steadily became the siege action up near Vicksburg. So hey, but we shall see. We shall learn this one together.
Yes. Let's I'm sorry, I'm trying to get onto YouTube here.
Absolutely. So, and like I said, we've got about 5 or 6 miles left. So
yes, parkours, we're on the road again.
Oh, parkours. Hey, those notifications are definitely working then. Hey.
Yes, we actually found a golf, what is it?
This one, Grand Gulf.
Grand Gulf Military Park on our way to Vicksburg. So we thought we would go there, and it actually looks promising. We went to Fort Gibson battlefield, and it basically was a sign. It was sad that there wasn't more about there because Dadman said it was a very pivotal battle, or area, and it's just there's really not much there, and it was kind of sad.
Well, the Union ran Vicksburg down with some gunboats and some transports and to Fort Gibson and unloaded 25,000 men. There was a delay. There was about 8,000 Confederates there. Battle ensued, but obviously, Union forces overpowered. But then from there, Grant established a beachhead on the east side of the Mississippi, soon to move north to surround Vicksburg down the road. So hey, in the process to move north, another spot is Grand Gulf, which is what we're trying to drive up on now, and hopefully we see something. One thing is, if you can see the terrain, you see the hilly terrain and the flag off to the side, that comes in a knot with Vicksburg itself, because Vicksburg, if you watched the Civil War on PBS before and other things, that you understand that the citizens during the siege buried into the caves and into the sides of the hills of the mountains. So the terrain really played a lot for the people on the day-to-day basis dealing with life in a siege situation. So and you can get a feel for the hills in here, because we've had a lot of up and down roads in this area. So, and like everything else, we just have to learn to be patient behind a big log truck. So hey, it's okay.
As as long as they don't drop the logs on us, I don't care.
Exactly. So it's all good. I think we already got 5 people looking at us, watching. Hey, thank you for coming.
Oh, Ness. Oh, hey, Ness.
Ness,
Hey.
hi Ness. Hey.
Thank you for joining us on our journey. Yes.
Living history, or history on the road. So we're trying to get to Grand Gulf, another site of the steps up to Vicksburg. And of course, when we show you stuff in Vicksburg, you're going to see Port Gibson and Grand Gulf mentioned in the information there, because they all led up to the siege at Vicksburg. One thing is could you imagine being in those wool uniforms back then in the summer?
Yeah, that's one thing
It's
they
like-
talk about is
The living conditions, the heat, having to march, look at these hills up and down, navigate, the terrain many times in those uniforms and in the heat. So more trucks. This is the part where I get too excited, and I've got to make sure that I stay settled down a little bit, because I was like, am I there yet? Am I there yet? Am I there yet? It's like, we get there, folks. But hey.
yeah, we have never been to this battlefield or park before, so we really have no idea what we're going to see. So you guys are going to experience it with us for the first time also. Hopefully we won't be disappointed.
Yeah.
If we are, well, it was a beautiful drive down this road behind this log truck.
Oh, he's turning. Okay.
He's going somewhere, he says. Oh.
Oh, he's letting me go by.
Oh.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that was nice.
Nice. All right. Thank you.
We got a little wiggly road up here.
Yeah. Plant entrance ahead. Yeah, because there's a nuclear power plant.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Grand Gulf Nuclear Station. Oh,
That's
gosh.
nice.
All right. Okay. Well, hey, I've not seen a turn for the military part.
They said it was about 7 miles down the road up there, so I think we're good.
Exactly. So.
Yeah, yes, Parkour says, right on. What a great truck driver that one was. Very cool. He probably knows he's going to have to go really slow on these curvy things. And, yeah, that was nice. Yeah, we're, looks like we're still going. In 1.5 miles, you're going to turn right. It is beautiful country, Nez. It's such a beautiful country, beautiful road. There has been some beautiful country up here. Earlier today, we did some driving, and it was like on the scenic route or the back roads, and instead of doing the interstate, and just some beautiful country.
Went to a national forest, actually.
Yeah, we went through a
What'd you do?
national forest. Yeah, the skies are blue today. Give it an hour and who knows. Well, we're not in Florida, so yeah, it's beautiful. No, I'm not sure how the weather works here. But yes, beautiful, beautiful sky. Oh, look, I think.
Well,
And 0.9 miles.
okay. Yeah, I didn't see a sign. And this has actually had real park markings, so it looks like an abandoned trailer park.
Really?
Wow. I already went to one place where the road was closed at the end of the road, and the thing's saying, you're at Port Gibson Battlefield.
And there was nothing. Literally, there was a cemetery.
That wasn't even blinker. Your mirror.
Oh, yeah.
I
Forgot
don't
about
see
that.
it yet. I don't see it yet. Here,
Okay, it says one person is watching.
let me go back here.
I'm going to cover the screen a second because we're going to be going in front of a mirror. So as soon as we're back where we can not expose ourselves.
Yeah, because it's just behind. I just see the dash there, so I think we're back.
Okay, so I'm going to cover it just for a second and then we'll be back. Okay, Donald, I do need your help.
I got it.
I've dropped something.
I heard it. Yes, I see the napkin.
Okay, if you want to go ahead and uncover it, and you could.
Hello, everybody. We're learning this stuff slowly but surely. Hey.
I will go and see if they take the American out.
Okay, that works. If not, just go ahead and pay for it. So.
Yeah. If you want to.
This is a very, oh, yeah, Popcorn saw our dashboard again. Yay. Hey. And this, yeah, the dashboard we're proud of. And Nessa, gotcha. Welcome back, Dadmans. Really would like to do this because this is one of those unexpected surprises or opportunities. What, yeah, seatbelt. Yeah, that's like really.
Yeah, I'll let you go show up there
Yeah,
and stuff. I'll
okay.
be back.
All right. So, all right. Oh my gosh. Now this is something I never thought I'd see. What information is? You're with the Grand Gulf Nuclear Power Plant 10 miles. Oh, great. What to do in case of a nuclear power plant emergency. Extremely unlikely evidence. Camper zone. Check-in museum between 8 and 5. Obviously, we got a museum here. So, little fountain up there. Like I said, this is really something that we did not expect to do here, and we are just kind of just trying to get our bearings here. So, a little impromptu here. So, obviously, we're walking by the restrooms. Grand. So there you go with that. So hey, very nice park. You could come here and go camping and get your history. So we're going to come over here. We're going to look at the park rules and look at the tour. Well, guess what? We're going to get something else. So, where'd you guys use that stuff? But hey, let's see here. Let's see. War comes to Grand Gulf. No town in Mississippi felt the sting of the Civil War worse than did Grand Gulf. Spring of 1862, Commodore David Farragut sent his powerful ocean-going, but I'm not sure ocean-going is the right way. It was the Brown Water Navy folks, but which were your river units. The Mississippi River, Baton Rouge and Natchez fell, but Vicksburg refused to surrender as long as Mississippi was blocked. To harass the Union warships transports, Major General Mansfield Lovell ordered Confederate field artillery and supporting infantry to Grand Gulf. And Brookhaven artillery fired Union transports in reprisal. Several Farragut's warships shelled Grand Gulf for 4 weeks. Frequent engagements between the Confederate field artillery and warships. On June 9 and 10, heavy attacks were made on the town. Landing party was put ashore and Grand Gulf was partially burned. And dawn the Confederates continued the attacks on the Union shipping. Union Army sent a strong, nice sound with birds chirping, yeah, absolutely. So, and then we passed Bayou Pierre earlier, so and occupying Grand Gulf, Payne's troops put torch to the remaining buildings. Late in July, Farragut's fleet withdrew from the Vicksburg area. Well, of course, that was after Vicksburg fell. You know, Vicksburg fell July 4th, 1863, which is time around was resolved. So, the Mississippi legislature created the Grand Gulf Military Monument Commission to purchase land and develop the Grand Gulf site. Grand Gulf Military State Park opened in May 1962. Dedication ceremonies were held April 7, 1968. So it's 104 acres. The remains of Forts Wade and Coburn, and various gun trenches and emplacements, an old cemetery, an observation tower, several buildings. The caretaker house is an early structure dating from with 4 rooms, 3 exterior chimneys. A gallery extends across the front. Number of wagons and carriages are displayed in a nearby building. Modern museum building contains a wealth of artifacts and documents relating to Grand Gulf. Civil War activities in the area, Claiborne County, Port Gibson, and southwestern Mississippi in general places. Notice it said Port Gibson, which, as I said earlier, was south of here, which is where Grant's forces initially put through on the eastern bank of the Mississippi. So I will hand it to the...
Well, I will let you go in there and look at the museum. I asked if we could stream, and they said absolutely no problem. So if you want to, we can.
Right.
Did you show all these?
Do they have a road tour? Is that what?
Here's the map.
Let me look at the map, and you can go ahead and take a look at this sign.
Here's this sign. You guys can read it while we're sitting here. Whoops, let me get back to the chat here. We don't need the directions right now. It is beautiful. It is so beautiful. I don't know if he showed some of the far views. If he did, you're going to see them again. Just absolutely beautiful country here. Just beautiful. That's a history of it right there,
Yeah.
that blue paper. Do you know a lot of the
It's
history?
not really talked about a lot in a lot of the history stuff.
Did you want to walk into the museum?
Yeah, let's go ahead and go. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out the museum first, or should we do the tour, the drive around first? Well,
Let's do
go
the
ahead.
museum first.
Yeah, we're parked. All right, let's
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
So, hey,
Here's
folks.
the chat, so you can talk with the chat while I make sure
Exactly,
we don't
so-
get ourselves on the camera. And if we do, oh well.
Oh, well.
I'm to the point where I don't care.
Yeah, yeah, parkers can hear us better without the road sounds.
Yes, I do know that.
So,
So this is a state park. It is not a national park.
here's some artillery over in the side.
So we're going to, this was established, said in 1967. It said it was established. They do have camping and RV. Camping here. Oh, they had a big sign and I walked in and asked. Excuse me, thank you.
You're welcome.
So here's the museum. It's very nice. We'll make sure you keep you behind it. That's what we do too.
Thank you.
So there it is. And we'll sign the book when we leave so that you'll not know who we are.
Here, I'll take care of it.
And I'm just going to kind of
Yeah, you gotta watch
look
your
at
front
stuff.
too, that's the thing.
There's a flag. I don't think the reflections are going to be that bad. A lot of artifacts they found. There's quite a bit. Guys, look at this stuff. Dadman has the chat. Well, here's some Civil War sword. Which one? Mm-hmm.
Get that up top, up in the paper.
Here's about the.
Yeah, to see, each unit would have its own flags, and see.
Oh, Maddie's Daddy's here.
Hey,
Did you
Maddie's
say hi?
Daddy?
You
Hey.
got to look at the phone. You
Oh,
have
sure,
it.
sorry, I'm multitasking, so. It should be there, Steve, if you try to reload it, because we've been having problems with where we are. As you see Volunteers Army of Northern Virginia were they were organized by their locations. They were not organized based like in the modern military, where people were just assigned into overall units. So then many times they'd have local, have their own banners when they go into battle. So,
And there's some information.
if you go up to there, that shows you kind of the whole perspective of the Mississippi from Vicksburg down all the way to New Orleans and out to the Gulf.
See, whenever I oh, he's just put a chat up and I don't know it, so let me look.
So, let me see. Let's see here. So, yeah. Yeah. We are in.
Get the chat.
We are just south of Vicksburg, Mississippi, at Grand Gulf.
And here's.
Let's see if you can.
I would.
'Cause
Yeah, yes, there are, it is touch and go with connection here. And a lot of these times we're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And this takes a lot of juice to get. Oh, here's the Dadman over here is the whole thing about the Battle of the Grand Gulf. Up higher are more of the flags.
On the left is your Confederate battle flag, which is the square. It was not rectangle, it was a square.
And this kind of, for the history buffs out there, here is the Gulf.
Yeah. Nice artistic time place.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle that's there, so.
Dad man could talk about this stuff.
You did not know that this was here.
Right. Go behind me. Okay, I'm gonna, and here's currency. See if we can see the currency. The different currencies.
Yeah, turn back around this way real quick if you can. Oh, troops north, troops north, troops south moving up, troops south moving up. You still had to take out these forts because they still would affect transport at Mississippi. So
for the tacticians.
Yeah, exactly.
These are interesting artifacts that I always think of. And a fork. Just some of the different, whoops, there was a chat and I missed it. I don't know what it said, sorry.
I'm watching.
And a bunch of stuff from the battlefields. A horse fix, a stirrup. Just the tools. Oh, there's a mold to make bullets. Very interesting.
Yeah,
Oh, that was you.
Yeah, that park where it
Yes.
mentioned it was Grand Gulf Military Park,
Just kind of,
which folks we never knew was here. So
Yes.
this is completely surprised that Grand Gulf was also leading one of the other battles sites that led up to the Vicksburg campaign.
oh, Ness, thank you very much. And then we will look. Oh, here, let's see if we can look at these dioramas. These are kind of cool. Here's a diorama here.
I'm gonna try to get in here for a second and point. Okay, these here you see out here are the caissons. Okay, when they're this position, they're unlimbered, basically, which is the caissons have been moved back, the cannon are deployed and ready to fire. You got your cannon crew, each with a position. So when they're unlimbered, this means that they're ready for action and ready to fire. When they're limbered, the caissons back here are attached to the cannon, and they're pulled by horse. So that is the. And see, it talks about a replica here.
Here's the train.
So it was second railroad to be built in Mississippi, which is kind of interesting. They didn't have a cannon here, but at the Battle of Lusty, there was a cannon on a train.
Very.
So
We're going to do a little quick. I'm trying to walk and not bump into, I don't know, the
I got you.
museum pieces. A Coke bottle from World War II.
Yep.
Cool. A ration book.
Yep.
Oh, and look, there's a landmine. Wow. Because there's
Marine officers, they collect.
just kind of walking through here and looking, and they got clothes. Got it
For
right here.
historian Ed Bears, that when he was wounded in a battle there, he was one of the great Civil War historians.
That's here's Civil War you and weather down south. I never understood wool all the time. And here's some women's. But I have one that's beaded like that. It's vintage.
Yes, Steve, we do have the place to all of us.
And you would take this part back and that more fancier one, and it had the stick up here where you, it only took 1 minute to do your clothes. And this was a wringer to help dry out your clothes. You stick it in and roll them through. Yes, cannot complain about what we have now, even though I still hate doing laundry. And here's some more of trying to get the glare off, but it's kind of hard.
It's good enough. Yeah.
Some just different documents and photographs here. And they talk some about Port Gibson here.
Exactly. And we'll go back down there. There's a map up to the front about the, that I want to show about the.
And there's General Edward D. Tracy. A bust.
They were lawyers, I see. Yeah.
I'm not going to show a lot of the documents.
Yeah, you like old typewriters, old stuff here.
Book
There's
presses.
stuff. And if you ever get to see some Civil War reenactments and stuff, definitely go hang out at the camps.
Oh, it is.
With the medical people especially.
Oh my gosh, learning. Yes. Oh, and here's some.
Okay, Ness. Can't wait to see you.
A bunch of.
Yeah, let's come back up to the map here.
Show me the map. Where's the map?
Basically, what we got up here is.
Oh, the map right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can see with the Vicksburg campaign, we will be going up here to Vicksburg eventually. We're down south of here was Port Gibson, where we stopped earlier, where we couldn't find anything there. But when Grant,
So we can see the
okay,
whole map.
beginning with block.
Walk around that way. There.
So, went gauntlet, dropped off here in Port Gibbon, 25,000 men. Took Port Gibson against 8,000 Confederate. So then, when they established a bridgehead on the east, Grant would move north. Well, Pemberton sent John Bowen and other Confederates down to Grand Gulf to stymie that early with how it worked. Gunboats about falling.
I'm going to let you go outside here to.
Appreciate it. On the patio again. But hopefully y'all enjoy this. Hopefully if you watch it later. Yeah, it's the Grand Gulf. It's, yeah, I know it's a very bad connection is what we've been told. So hopefully hopefully the connection irons out a little bit. If not, we may have to just video and upload later, but at least you got to see the visitor complex. It might have been the building though. I don't know. It looks like we still got 2 of y'all. I can't see the chat yet, so hey, make sure to share it out, invite your friends, like the video. So we will figure out where we're going to go. Like I said, this was a complete surprise that there was anything here. I've only heard about Grand Gulf in the books. Did not realize we actually had something.
Is this a driving tour that we're going to do?
It looks like there's a loop with some of the forts. I'm just
Okay.
trying to figure out. I'm just trying to figure out where the driving loop is, because this is where we're at. And I think we can drive that way and come around that way, or we could go.
Whoops.
I guess we could go that way and go by the campgrounds. Let's just back up and go that way. How's that?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, let's go to our vehicle. Okay. So we'll try to get everything situated, you know. I'm going to put the camera in and then I need
Yeah.
to
Let me
run
have the backpack.
the camera backpack.
Yep.
Okay. Actually, I think I'll just hold this while we drive, and then that way I can move it around. Hopefully, you don't get your face. Oh. You need to. It's stuck. Okay. Give me a second to get situated here. Can you hold this?
Yep. Absolutely.
Do you want me to hook it back up?
No, just hold it
Okay,
in
let me
case we
get
get out.
one more thing.
All right. Hey, folks. All right.
I just as soon stay in the car. It's so hot, people.
But hey, thank you. We still got 2 people with us. Thank you for being here. Hopefully you're enjoying this, because this is really a unique thing. This is a spot that is one of those spots, and we got other battlefields that we got that really you have to have a reason to come back, and it's kind of this has been a nice surprise. So I can't wait to see some of the forts and things that they have available. Because the main batteries here, the 2 main batteries, Fort Wade, and there's some rifle pits, and there's let's see, there was another fort that was here. Let's see.
Where's my phone?
Okay, basically Fort Wade's there. Fort Coburn is down the road too. So we'll see where we go. All right, folks, let's. There.
Well, that man knows where he's going. I do not. And I'm just proud I haven't used his real name yet.
Looks okay. So we will see.
Oh, we need to do something with our seatbelt because it's going to bing the whole time.
It's okay.
It's going to annoy me.
It'll annoy you.
All the little birds.
Somehow we. We'll take out the typing, yeah, the reception. Yeah, it's hard enough with the buildings, but then
I'm just sticking it behind
make
me.
everything rougher to see.
So this is the map. Did he show you the map? Here's the map that we're looking at. So we're going to try to figure it out. So it looks like we're going to kind of basically drive around where the campsites are. So we're going to look at the whole campground. That's going to be kind of cool.
Yep.
Oh, you're seeing the reflection of this. So let me move it up a little bit so they don't see that reflection.
Upper campgrounds and lower campgrounds. Let me check too. We need to go to the upper.
Yeah, we're going to go to the upper and that'll make us a loop.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, this could be a place to come camp.
Could be.
I think get all the history I want.
Oh, hooray.
Oh, you sound so excited.
There we go. We're back. We're going to probably be in and out, so be patient because we'll try to reconnect. If it goes out, we'll just...
Oh, wow. Do not enter. Okay.
Okay, well, we will have to go the other way again. So we'll turn around back and go the
Sucks.
Oh, maybe it's all we... No, go around. Go out that way. Well, you can turn around. It's fine. You're doing okay.
Okay. All right. Shooter. Well, it looked like it was a road to go around. I wonder if it meant... I think that may be a one-way.
Yeah, I think it's a one-way. I think we can go around.
Yeah. Just...
It's a one-way. I think we can go around.
Yeah. Just... That's why the sign said campers only. All right, folks. Hey, thank you for being... Why the sign said campers only. All right, folks. Hey, thank you for being on this agenda journey with us. It's always
There's
fun.
4 people with us.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Welcome, folks.
Thank you for whoever you are watching. I know one of them is me, so you're welcome.
Yes, exactly. There's really, to get more of the detail, we need to find one of the park maps, a more detailed map of what actually happened here. But those pictures actually just showed you most of what happened here, which was really a bombardment from Union forces, and the actual real engagement here with this involving these forts, and there were at least 2 or 3 armed forts. One was taken out by the Union gunboats, but you'll find that happened a lot along the rivers in the... No, we can't go through there. We gotta go this
Oh, I'm
way.
sorry. I misspoke.
A lot of the river actions, that's kind of what happened. But, at some point, land forces will triumph and, look at many of the great forts. Fort Donelson, Island Number 10 in the Mississippi. A lot of times you can bypass them or surround them and force their surrender. Well, that's all. Even though the Union withdrew after the action, the Confederates found this position untenable when you're facing, as we said earlier, Grant's forces got the bridge hold on the east side down at Fort Gibson. Well,
Remember the speed.
yeah, exactly. So being outnumbered, you played terrain and tactics, and that's what happened. So
Here's our first stop. Wow. Here it is.
oh, it's a church. Yay, Confederate Memorial Chapel. That's kind of a nice looking chapel up there.
We'll zoom into the signs because I'm going to be... Oh, can we read the signs? Nope, not really.
Yeah, it was donated to the state of Mississippi by the Rodney Foundation, so it was moved to this site in 1985. So
Wait, let me zoom in onto this one so that we can...
Roman Catholic is a Roman Catholic church. So
Okay, that's a lot of small print. We're not going to be able to see
exactly.
that one,
all right, well, we'll move on.
but... So there.
Let's see if we can get around to the forts. Now, folks, the forts are individual batteries, essentially. What's that?
Maddie's daddy, Dadman is a history buff. I'm along for the ride. I might learn something. My brain is a sieve. He gives facts, and they promptly leave my brain. But I do appreciate the moment.
So
Okay, there's Fort Wade or the observation.
We're going to go to Fort Wade. Fort Wade was one of the batteries that was here because they call them forts, but basically that's where the artillery was stationed.
I don't know what that is. Just gonna, whoops. There's some neat old stuff over there. See, this is what I do. I'm like, oh, look, old stuff. Cool.
Now, what's interesting is we do not have a review of what it was like in 1863. These trees may not have been there. They could have grazed it, whatever. But these batteries that are up here to our right would be facing down on the Mississippi River, controlling
And there's a
the fight. Oh,
comment.
look, wildlife there.
Someone says hello, everyone.
How's that? Hi.
Oh, look,
There's turtles.
turtles right here. Here, look. Turtles. Turtles. Fish is wildlife. Who says hello? Belzette
How's
says
that? Hi,
hello,
Belzette.
everyone. Hello.
Exactly. We got some turtles.
Little birds.
There is a placard.
Also ordered Popeye. Well, enjoy your Popeyes. Is there a thing there?
Give me 1 second. Stay right there. Let's see.
Dadman's on a mission. I'm going to sit here and take a picture of. Look at the little water wheel over there. That's kind of cool. Oh man, a bug flew in. You okay?
I'm just trying to figure out if you can see. Let me back up and see. Because to your left, down there, were gun placements.
Oh. Or you can take the phone and
Oh, here.
here go back
Oh.
this way.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. We're working out. So basically, what we said, it break down. Okay, hold on. But basically, down here, you'll see where some of the other lower gun placements were. We're going up to where Fort Wade is, a higher elevation. But you did have lower gun placements. You can see the berms. But they had 10 and 20 pound Parrott rifles that were in this location here that were used against the attacking Union ships in the Mississippi. So on April 29th, 1863. So just to let you know, that would be the direction they're firing towards the Mississippi. So hey, you know.
Okie doke.
Alrighty. All right, thank you.
We're on to our forward vision again.
And Balzette, I know Balzette came in now, and for anybody that joined us late, we are at Grand Gulf, which is mostly a naval action, shore bombardment. It was a one-day battle, but then eventually the Confederates had to abandon position. So, actually, here we go.
Is this the top part?
Yeah, looks like it. There were two battles at Grand Gulf. Did you want to walk
There's
out?
Fort Wade over there. We can
All
see
right.
it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and walk out. You want me to take the thing from you?
You go ahead and take this. And you
All
can
right.
start your little tour.
All right, and then you get a chat. I'm going to take the keys. Hey, that's okay. If you're listening, Steve, thank you. Appreciate that. And there is where we were down there in the lower gun placements. So Fort Wade is over to the left there. So let us go in order with this. It's first Grand Gulf naval battle. May 1862, the Brookhaven Light Artillery, commanded by James Hoskins, reached Grand Gulf. Hoskins had gunners in place and masked 4 6-pounders on the bluffs behind the village. Task was to harass the Federal fleet, commanded by Commodore David Farragut. May 26, 1862, the Confederate artillerists let 3 warships pass undisturbed, but unarmed transports, when they drew in, the 4 6-pounders roared into action, getting hits on the Laurel Hill. But before the warships could get in position to return fire, the flying battery was gone, which flying battery means they were mobile. They limbered and unlimbered and they moved, versus fixed bombardment cannon, siege cannon, and the water batteries that really are, you can't move, like Fort Pickens and those type of cannon can't move. So you could place them here too, but you know, the flying are your mobile artillery. So He had graven intent on burning the town, conferred with General Thomas Williams, and agreed to spare the town, but sent federal forces to levy a forced contribution of cattle, pigs, poultry, and wood on the populace. Under cover of darkness on the night of June 8, 1862, the Confederates moved 6 and 12 pounders in position on the ridge behind Grand Gulf. And the next morning, crews of these guns struck the Wissahickon and the Itasca while the vessels were pounding the batteries. So that's the first Grand Gulf naval battle that we had there, folks. And hey, my birthday, many years before. Then they had a second battle here. And you remember, that's in May 1862. The last one that we were talking about earlier in there, where we really talked about the whole Vicksburg campaign, starting with, the landing of troops down at Port Gibson, as a starting point. Yes, yes, Steve. Yep. You're right with the weight of those. And this is the battle here. This was the second and final one in April 1863, and this is after Port Gibson was invaded. The Union won there, forcing Confederates back. Grant, having that bridgehead on the east side, changed his strategy and moved the troops up the Mississippi, went down, came back up north, and they launched the assault here at Grand Gulf. So, they had 8 artillery field pieces, so you got 6.5 hours, and 2 forts were shelled by the gunboats, which did, many times the Confederate gunboats, the Confederate artillery on the shores did their job. They were effective, and they held off a lot of the Union attacks and advances. But the problem is, every time you see fortifications, you get surrounded, and then you end up getting outnumbered and outsupplied. Fort Donelson is a prime example of that. Island number 10 in the Mississippi was another, So it's not in problems with the defenders and what they did. It's just logistics, really, at that point. And like it says down in here, Grant executed the alternate plan of disembarking men and down south of here about 3 miles, which is towards Port Gibson, and moved up the eastern bank of the Mississippi River, ultimately encircling and laying siege to the city of Vicksburg. So that, remember, a lot of times in the Civil War, the tactics were behind the technology also. Many times they fought in old traditional war styles, Napoleonic and other wars, and their tactics, siege warfare, other type of things. But, as we see later in other battles, the technology really, really advanced ahead of the tactics, with many of the commanders very slow to show. Yes?
Steve asked about
the weight of the cannonballs?
Yeah.
Yep. Took care of that. Thank you, Mrs. So let's see what we got up here. Now, see, a lot of these, it looks like they add stuff into it, but you notice with the, the fort, over there, the mounds, the hills, forts don't have to be brick and mason. I mean, many of the forts in the Civil War were grass, dirt forts, which is really, really had different advantages. So, Spanish house. All right. So basically, the house was damaged in 1863, and it's been repaired and restored. So there we go. Got a little bell. But yeah, the Fort McAllister was another fort that I want to show y'all about sometime. Looks like the Hobbits, like the Shire. Fort Donelson was an earthen fort. The advantage of the earthen forts is that you could just go out and throw more dirt in it. Whereas if you have a brick or masonry fort, you get an exposed wall, you got a problem. Like at Fort Pulaski, where when one of the walls was breached, it exposed the powder magazine, which forced the fort's surrender. So this is another view of the porch. This is really nice. So, all righty. Well, you know, people say it's grass, but you know, there's a lot more than grass. There's history and there's reasons why, you know, these things were built that way. So let's see.
Be careful walking down.
Yeah, all right. There's an ammunition magazine over here with Fort Wade. Now what we have right ahead of us is a mortar. You know? Yeah. You know, the lob projection shields, shells, which obviously were on a lot of the things. Yeah, I know there are. Yeah, there are a lot of bones and blood. The mortar, they actually had many mortars on boats too, not just from the sea, not just on land. Yep. So this example here of a 13-inch mortar, it probably was used. It was seen. This one was partially buried in the levee on Davis Island. Yeah, they're mounted on schooners or box-like boats. They weighed 17,000 pounds and fired 200-pound explosive bombs. So we'll see here.
Be careful.
Yep, here. So we're going to walk over this way and take a look at the sign for Fort Wade. I always try to walk carefully where I go on these things because, like, for what points did you make, Steve? There's a lot of history out here. You don't know what you're really walking on and things like that. Just try to do it as respectful as possible. Just look for markings where they say not to walk and things like that. So let's go here and look at a couple of these things. Got right here. Fort Wade. There you go. All right, here we go. On a shelf overlooking the charred ruins of Grand Gulf, the Confederate engineers built Fort Wade, which is here. The Missouri batters manned its 4 big guns. These would be the guns that are in place and entrenched. So when the squadron passed, Admiral Farragut's squadron passed on March 31, the guns roared in action. John Bowen was the Confederate commander at Grand Gulf. Had a narrow escape when one of the 20-pounders burst as he entered the emplacement. You'll see many times stories and accounts where crews have been wiped out by misfires, overheated weapons, not just shots by the enemies, just either mishaps of various natures. So in this case, on April 29th, this would be the 1863, 4 ironclads, a city series like we saw inside, came down the river, a quarter mile from Fort Wade, and then they had a obviously artillery duel, and Fort Wade was pounded with shot and shell by the 5 gunboats. 2 32-pound rifles were dismounted and the parapet knocked to pieces. And actually the Colonel William Wade had his head torn off. So yeah, so Fort Wade had been silenced by 11 a.m. and the entire squadron concentrated its fire on Fort Coburn, which is also here. So like I said, the forts contain, you don't just have cannons spread out there, they're combined and massed in one position.
It looks like there's another placard over there.
Yep, we shall go there. And then
You want to go around?
Actually, I'm going to work my way this way.
Okay.
Because I want to show right down here. Just walking very carefully. You can see it. Hey, we got 5 people. Hey, thank y'all for lurking and being here. Thank y'all. But see, here's looks like an explosion in here of some kind, or a dig out. Well, like we said many times, what you do is in earthen forts, you dig your ammunition, your weapons, you bury them underground for protection and stuff. You know, I really can't wait to show y'all. What? You're okay. You're okay over there. So this is one of the ammunition magazines. It was destroyed by the Confederates on May 3, 1863, when it was determined Grand Gulf could no longer be held against the Federal Army approaching from Port Gibson. Remember what I said was that 25,000 men south of here moving north. The Confederate batteries did a good job, or effective job, against the Union Navy, but boots on the ground is one of the common things that we hear military over history. Hey, words and pictures, welcome. Hey, yeah, hope you enjoy this. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, a little bit of the American Civil War we're showing. It's Gulf Key, not Gulf Key, Grand Gulf on the Mississippi River. So just south of Vicksburg. So a large section of the Iron Gate are the remains of the town's jail, which was moved into the fort to house the ammunition. So yeah, exactly. So, you know, and one thing you would do is you would destroy what you could not take with you. You don't want it to fall in the enemy's hands.
Right.
So anyway, but hey. Oh, there is a gully, yes. All right. Well, we're going to go out and around the gully. But folks, this is a bonus thing. We thought we were just going to end up in Vicksburg. And we've seen Vicksburg, and we're going to spend some time in Vicksburg. But this is really a surprise to us. When we went to Vicksburg before, we were coming from the north. We never, I've only heard about this place in history books. Did not realize that they had, well, there's some of them iron bars there that it was referred to there. But yeah, it's just this, so this is just really gravy. Everybody hears about Vicksburg and things like that, but there are a lot of other actions that led up to many of the big battles in the Civil War. So, and this over here is Confederate rifle pits. During the April 29, 1863 bombardment of the Gulf, these rifle pits in the covered way, which linked the fort's main cover, were held by the 3rd Missouri, which it looks like the rifle pits probably extend down there and off into that direction. So really hard to tell from now with the overgrowth and this elevation, but yeah, you would also have, like around any other fort, whether it's earthen or brick and masonry fort, you did have your rifle pits around the outside to fight off land invasion. So, alrighty, and all right.
So we're just gonna
Yep.
we're gonna put this down and focus on walking for a minute.
Yep.
So
We're gonna head
you're
back.
gonna see grass.
Yep.
Because we don't want you to see a Funniest Home Video fall down something like this gully.
Yep.
You can't really tell the distance, but yeah, it goes down there pretty good.
Yep. Exactly. So. So, thank you for being here, lurking, hanging out while you're working and whatever else you're doing at the moment. And we're going to see where we go next.
Is it pretty? Huh? Oh well.
Okay.
Here's another view of the Spanish house. In a little well, it looks like.
Yeah, I think Bowsette said the dead man falling. Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, we don't want dead man falling.
Or miss the dead man falling. We do not want that.
Okay, can you take my back
Yes, we can.
and put it in the back seat? That would be fantastic. And across the ways here, I don't know if you guys saw, I did a little thing of it, but here's a different view of that water wheel. thought that was really kind of neat. So that's kind of cool. Yes, yes. Imagine having to run down it carrying a rifle while bullets. Yeah, exactly. And you know, a lot of these were young kids. Steven said, imagine if you're, running down this. And I'm like, yeah, yes, a lot of them were young kids.
I read about a 9-year-old, I think, that tried to volunteer for the Union Army. They kept getting denied. So they did. You actually had cases of women dressing up as men to fight.
Is there another place we're going to get off at?
That's what I'm looking at real quick. So
I'm going to set this up here so we can get a car view.
okay. I think that this is it. This is one of the main batteries. We'll go back to the corner. We'll finish the loop and talk.
Oh, this is not right. Oh, crap, I need to move it in. Sorry, guys.
We'll finish the loop but keep talking. We should be okay. What we're trying to do is get down to the...
I just need to make sure I don't push the
the wrong button.
The wrong button.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that's not too bad.
Seems good.
Seems good.
I think we're going to wrap up probably next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So we should be about done with this one so we can get to Vicksburg, and we've got to have lunch too.
Yes.
I wonder if we ought to have lunch now before we drive over.
I don't know.
And have a picnic.
Let's get this AC. Oh, I had my window open the whole time. Oops.
No, I put it down.
Oh,
So.
okay.
And obviously, words and pictures, like I said, good to see you today. Glad you're here. Nez is back. All right.
Yay.
Yes, exactly. You know what, though, Steve, really also, what I was talking about was how the technology was ahead of the times. They massed their men's in formation because of when the war started, it was all musket loading. You didn't have repeating rifles. They were very rare. I can't remember what battle I saw was one of the first instances of where you did have a repeating rifle, but they massed their men. You had the accounts like it at...
Sorry, guys, I'm messing with this up while he's talking.
At Antietam, where the Gordon Confederate colonel was, at the line of the sunken road, and the Union just walked right up to it and prayed formation, the commander up front, and because that's what they did. They fought it like the old Revolutionary War type tactics, but then you have much more powerful weapons and stuff. The cannon from the cannon. Let's see. I thought, did I go the wrong way?
No, this is the only way we can get out of
that's
here.
what I thought. Well, basically, the cannon of the Revolutionary War were not the same type of cannon. They were like little cricket things. They did not have the firepower. They moved. They were different. And so you had.
What's that right there?
What?
Is that
It's like a Hunley submarine type thing.
Oh, cool.
So they, what they did is they massed their men together. Of course, when you got powerful weapons and fire, you just, it was a slaughter. Like if you read the accounts at Sunken Road and Antietam, just walk right up and into it.
What does that say that is?
Scotia. It's a house of the area.
You want to take a picture?
Not really. I'm
Okay.
very good with that. Basically, what I'm trying to say in a quick long way, Steve, is that with the tactics ahead of the technology, or the technology ahead of the tactics, you had so many casualties. You didn't have to run into it. They walked into it many, many times, and in their formations and with the tactics. And you had the sergeants, you had the officers with a sword trying to keep everybody in line and staying in formation. So, yep.
Well, wasn't it like during the Revolutionary War, it was mainly muskets, right? So they had to stop and reload, and so they'd be in line, and one line would fire, and then the other would drop down while they're reloading, the other would fire. And then with the Civil War, the guns changed, didn't they?
Well, they started at the early part with a lot of that, but they would start as the repeating rifles, and eventually the precursors to machine guns. Hey, the ones where you didn't have to reload every shot, you had an 8-shot carbine and stuff. All those things made a difference and really resulted in a lot more casualties. There's the cemetery up there.
Do you want to just kind of turn so they can see it? Or you want to go in?
Let's just take a picture from here.
Here, you want to use my camera?
Here, I'll do this. Hold on a second. I'll let them see the cemetery this way, and we'll take a picture from here.
Yeah. Let me see if I can turn it where they can see the cemetery. Can you guys see the cemetery? Yeah.
Bluff, so.
I'm trying to get it turned. Whoops. Without turning off the camera. Here.
It's expanding. That's the problem.
Is it too close up? Well,
Yeah.
I put it close so they can see it. There we go. Let me grab a picture real fast.
You can see it. So, Steve, I hope I explained that good enough. I kind of think I went in circles on it, but basically that's the thing is, and they did run into it, and they walked into it in a lot of cases. It definitely was a bloody, bloody affair. And the thing is, it didn't just last 1 or 2 battles. It's 4 years, and you had days of battles and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly, Val. That the single man and the submarine. The Japanese used to have a lot of this in World War II with the midget sub, stuff like that. So, which of course you had the precursor to in the Civil War with the Hunley and other experimentations in what became modern submarines. Usually they had a charge attached to the end of it. Well, what we found is many times they sunk themselves. They might have laid the charge, but they ended up taking the damage and sunk themselves in it. So. But yeah.
This is one way. That's why we couldn't go that way.
All right.
So this is just Sam Pretty, I think. I don't think there's anything else.
Yeah, this really, it's really.
Oh, it's a very nice little state park.
And really, like I said, it's one of these one-day battles. There were 2 different battles, but it's really, in of themselves, they really were not.
Another rifle bit.
It's another
rifle
bits. But basically, that one of those last signs summarized it all. The Union was advancing, and the Confederates could not hold the position.
Imagine having to be the guy who had to bury or remove the bodies in a hot southern sun. The stench would have been unimaginable. Is that something that was done?
Some people had to. In many cases it was slaves. Many cases it was other troops. It did. Sometimes it was local citizens that had to do it. Mm-hmm. There were many accounts of bodies just laying on the battlefield. Even up in Virginia at Murray's Heights and stuff, they were laying on the field all night, and it just.
Were there some cases that they had where they would almost in a sense call a truce and let each side go collect their casualties? I don't know.
Sometimes,
I think it might have been rare, but I think I've heard that sometimes.
I think sometimes they kind of, but it just, I think it just depended because like at Murray's Heights, one of the things, they were hearing sharpshooters fire in the bodies all night. So overnight, the Union troops used dead bodies to hide behind. It didn't move because, you didn't know. But there have been some cases. I think over in Tennessee at one of the battles that they kind of didn't fight on New Year's Eve.
Right.
Just being, just not doing it.
I think cases like that are rare, almost folklorish or urban legends.
Yeah. Hey, hopefully you're enjoying this park and the tour with it too, because this is really a well-maintained park. Considering.
There's something there. Did you want to read it?
Let's see. Okay, now let me back up.
Gun enforcement?
Yeah, and gun emplacement. So, we talk about 10 and 12, 20-pound parrots and stuff. This would be another one of your...
It's right. I'm going to point right there. My finger just covered it.
You see the mounds? Because that's usually how you had a replacement. It would be down in the middle of it. But yeah, because the wall was built up to protect it either from troops coming in, for fire, and get some security. But yeah, you'd have a large cannon that would not really be able to be moved quickly. Like we saw the other one about the flying battery, which are mobile units. These kind of emplacements are the big cannon that will not move quickly or easily. Many a times when they ended up leaving the position, they spiked the guns or they destroyed them somehow.
And this terrain, I don't know if you can really tell, it's very steep and And like I say, people, they marched up this.
And this is the thing. This is why you took it with those big guns, is to shoot down onto the river, to the gunboats down in the river. You don't want to shoot flat. You want to shoot down at them. As long as you have the proper angle. One of the other problems could be is if you're up so high, you can't shoot down. You cannot angle it down enough. So you have to find the right terrain. Finding where you place a fort is very important too. Like not building it in the friggin' Mississippi River where, like Fort Henry, you know. Oh man, we could have a picnic before we go to Pittsburgh.
I need to find a facility first.
Well, we got that back up front. Well, let's
Yes.
let's finish the park, then we're going to end up getting up to the. I'm going to try to get out of the river so you can see where the Mississippi is, and then we'll call this stream and
Yes.
pick up later once we get organized at Vicksburg. Like I said, this was impromptu, and we did not know what we were
And this
doing.
is beautiful in here. It's just thinking that, you know, just what, you know, how bloody fighting was
And see
here.
how small it is, though? This is back where we turned around earlier. These places are not that big, necessarily. When you see Vicksburg, you're going to be amazed at how big it is. Or how little it is.
The campers only. Never mind.
So,
Okay, it's the facility.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very, that's one of the things, especially in these battlefields, is to see that they're not as big as you may think they are in many cases. And what I love with this and the Western theaters is generally they're not encroached on. Vicksburg's got a lot of growth around it, but a lot of the other ones have a lot of growth in and around.
There's one that we went to that literally was a city block.
Yep, Tupelo, Mississippi. Exactly. So, all right.
There we
Yeah. Woo! We didn't want to. So we're gonna catch these pictures a little bit later on. These are really.
This just talks about the Mississippi River.
Paddle wheel of a Confederate transport chain. Oh. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Some of these pictures will show because we will do a stream and pictures we took and things that a little more close up. I don't know if I've ever seen the Mississippi River. If I've ever seen the Mississippi River.
You saw part of it in Vicksburg one time along, but then again, Vicksburg though, where we see their overloads where they were positioned, the signs will tell you that you're seeing more of the Yazoo River or not Mississippi, because the river is well, look up, all that water is like just.
Well, there's a thing pumping, making a lot of waves too. And where was the fort? Over here?
No, it's behind. It's 180 degrees.
Okay, so here, let's here, just walk behind. So here's the Mississippi, and the fort's way over there.
Yep.
If we're still connected.
All right. Well, I think on that note, we're going to go ahead and call it out here on the beautiful banks of the Mississippi. And because I know we're dealing with lag and we're dealing with other things right now, we need to get to Vicksburg too. So, hey, thank you for joining us for about 2-hour impromptu stream again. So we'll probably be live in another hour or two. And, you know, hope to see you then. Bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody. I gotta get where I can. You gotta step behind. I gotta get where I can see because I don't think he stopped it yet.